I gained so much experience that I will never forget. Because when you
Right.
work for a small company, you do so many different things and different resources who are kind of created by these like top guys in the industry who are awesome and so helpful. And the best way is just to spend an hour digging through those posts and see exactly like how can I work something here? Like how can I find a way to benefit both from maybe a general contractors group, maybe a general home builders group. I personally use.
So, hey everyone, this is Sumit from socialheal.solar. And today we have an awesome personality, Patrick. And we're going to dive deep into what his particular understanding in the solar industry and how he can put some more values to you guys. And that can help you and me as well to learn really good insights of the solar industry. So, hey Patrick, good morning and welcome to the call.
Good morning, good morning. Good to be here. Happy to kind of stoked to get the invitation. How you doing?
Absolutely great, absolutely great. And I'm really glad that you are here, Patrick. Just for my viewers, and you took the time out of your busy schedule. So, yeah, Patrick, can just let me know a bit of yourself, how you're doing today, and what your plan looks like for today, and what company you work with, and yeah, everything.
I'm doing pretty good today. I live in Portland, Oregon, originally from San Diego. Moved up for some cheaper rent, and I work all remote. So the day planned is probably stay inside. It's looking a little rainy outside right now. I've been working for Sunrun for the past little over a year. Very large company. I'm in inside sales,
Absolutely.
so kind of all the people who sign up and kind of looking for information for solar. I'm the one dialing them up, making calls, kind of getting them in the door, then facilitating that with the consultant. I started in solar tiles, the integrated solar. So kind of that was an interesting experience, but it was kind of grateful to have it working for a startup. But yeah, very happy to be where I'm at now. Going to enjoy the day. And yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, yeah, definitely, people really want to know that how your day to day look like, how you plan your day, and how exactly you do when you wake up, and what your strategies look like for the entire day.
I usually wake up a little bit before work, get some coffee in me. My day kind of consists of I get up and usually feed the cat, of course, but yeah, I generally I don't do much before work. I'm kind of a night owl. I don't start till like
Okay.
10:30. So generally my day consists of just get up, go to work, and then after work, that's when I get to like I like the late schedule because in Oregon it's not dark till like 8:30 even at this time of year. So I'm off at 7, and given that, like I generally got to get outside, got to do something, take a walk, get some kind of fresh air, exercise.
Absolutely. That's
Started
needed.
yeah, started walking the cat too. Loving that. He's pretty stoked
Yeah.
on it.
All right. Definitely, Patrick. So, your day is pretty much sorted right now, and you're doing pretty amazing. So, can you just let me know that you're working with Sunrun, and you're just in a year, or I guess I have seen your LinkedIn profile, which is year and a couple of months. So, in with the Sunrun. So, yeah, definitely. Can you just let me know that how big is Sunrun, what team they have, and what role do you play, and do you have any other guys that are working with you? How does it look like?
Sunrun's one of the largest companies. We always like to brag that we have more solar installed than any other company in the United
Right.
States. We've been around since I believe 2007. So my division, the team I'm on is probably like 10 to 12 people. That's my specific team. The general people in the same position as me, it's like 50 or 60, maybe a little more. I came up from, I got promoted recently, was on a team that was doing kind of rewarming leads. Uh, they were essentially responsible for, like, say, deal falls through the cracks or someone signs up and maybe they don't sign right away. So they're the
Yeah.
ones kind of getting them back in the door. They call it nurture. So I'm with inside sales. I started with retail and Sunrun. So we were the ones in Costco. They have pretty big retail deals. So yeah, Costco, Lowe's used to be Home Depot. They've always got people in there staffing it, booking appointments, creating leads, kind of creating that inbound traffic. And my team handles some of that now. Now some of what we handle is all internet traffic. So
Right, right. I've
we
seen
don't
that.
cold call or yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we don't cold call or anything. So it's all kind of inbound leads. People who've signed up, want to get
definitely.
information, and our goal is to get them in the door.
Right, right. So when you talk about the inbound, so how efficient that inbound is, right? So just like most of the people think that inbound are the not best of opportunity doing marketing, just because in the Facebook itself, I have seen a lot of ads running through the Sunrun company, right? They are running a lot of ads throughout the nationwide, and I've seen a lot of them having good quality ads, something generic ads, reviews, everything over there. So how do you think that the inbound marketing is helping you guys and can help others as well?
Our inbound marketing is great. Yeah, I we do a ton of ads. We just started running like television ads. We're doing all kinds of stuff right now. As far as like most of our traffic is kind of like a lot of Facebook ads, kind of third party ads, like people who find like an ad pop up on the internet. Oh, okay, I'll sign up for a little information.
Right.
Some of it is like they specifically come to the Sunrun website. Some of it is just people actually just call in to my team's line like, hey, can I get a quote?
Yeah.
So yeah, we do a ton and like so much marketing, it's ridiculous. Being a very large company, that's kind of how we generate all our inbound traffic.
Right.
And then we've also, like I said, got those retail deals where people are specifically like signing up in a store to get a quote. Sometimes it comes to straight to my team. Sometimes it goes straight to the field. It depends on what the customer wants. So yeah,
Definitely. So it's just like if you're doing inbound, if you're doing inbound marketing, right? So in that means that you have an influx of appointment and the leads coming in, and that would be consistent over time, right? So what helps you guys to scale the things up,
yeah, it's pretty consistent over time. Generally,
right?
wintertime tends to be a little slower. Summertime definitely pretty good. Really depend. Like you can get it any day. You know, you never really know. Early in the week tends to be good. Weekends tend to be good. It's really just when people are signing up to get some info that it could be just a random day where a bunch of people to sign up. I don't know exactly what the factors are that go into it. Maybe what creates like a big day and what creates like a day where it's a little slower. Yeah, but summertime, definitely a lot more people are getting those high electric bills. They're like,
Yeah.
okay, I got to do something about this. So that's when we get the majority of our inbound traffic. But, wintertime, any month, people could be signing up.
Right, right, right. So it's just like a lot of solar consultant or rep, they think that the advertisement part is something that that will not work for them. So what do you think about that particular thing? A lot of solar consultant reps, CEOs are not willing to put anything on ads, running digital marketing, something like that. So what your opinion on that particular thing?
So what do you mean? Like
Yeah, run
solar
ads,
reps don't
Facebook
want to
ads.
create digital
Yeah,
ads?
yeah, right.
Um,
They don't want to run
it's
Facebook ads. They don't want to run YouTube ads. So they don't want to put a single dollar on ads. They only think that they can get these from door to door, having multiple solar guys knocking doors, and that's the thing. So how do you think that will help them?
well, I mean, door to door, we have whole door to door teams. They are kind of separate from Sunrun, and
Yeah,
those guys are awesome. Like that is honestly the best way to generate leads, in my opinion.
right, right,
It's free. You just got to put in the work. But a lot of guys generally, um, Facebook ads. It really depends on what company you're working for. How much what the budget is you have. I worked for a solar tile company, and we're doing a little Google advertising, and then we saw a huge uptick in traffic. It was
right,
relatively affordable, but because you can't really sell solar tiles door to door.
right,
It's really tricky because it's a niche product
right,
and it's much more expensive. So really, in my opinion, door to door is the best way to generate leads. But at the same time, like Google advertising, um, Facebook ads, it can be really helpful, and you can always find a way to make it work within your budget. So
Right.
there's always ways to get it done. You really just got to figure out what the best is for your company and your needs. But I always will say that door knocking, although I've never done it, is
Yeah.
always going to be the cheapest and best way to generate leads. But depends on your budget. You could
Right.
easily generate leads digitally.
Right. So, as you just said, that the door to door, the D2D businesses are the best way of generating leads. If someone gonna get started, right? If someone is getting right off the ground and they don't have any source to the funds, or they don't know how to do marketing, how to implement something, so the door to door knocking would be the best option to get leads. I completely understand that part. So, as you just said that you're working with a tile company, so can you just explain that product to viewers what exactly it is and how it can help the homeowners and our solar consultant out in there?
So the our solar tile company was a very, very expensive product, but you couldn't see it on the roof, which was cool. It was a very unique way to get started in the solar industry. I kind of got lucky with the job, worked my way up from manufacturing and just started rolling with it, found ways to make myself useful. But it was a very niche product. You had to have the budget for it. So it was tough. You couldn't just cold call or you had to wait for inbound traffic and you had to find ways to generate. So that's when the digital advertising was best. But it was all on concrete tiles. They're called ErgoSun. Really, it was a cool company, but it was definitely had its challenges being working with a niche product, getting it all permitted. So it was a very like it looked gorgeous on homes. Like you look and you couldn't see it from the street. From an aerial view, you'd see a little bit darker color depending on the roof. We even had a terracotta blend, um, but it was about twice the price of solar. It can help homeowners absolutely, especially homeowners and HOAs where solar isn't allowed or it's a real hassle to go through, and the HOA is going to hold you up forever. That was incredibly useful, and that was a way to help customers. That was a lot of our inbound track was customers who said my HOA won't let me get solar, so I need to do it integrated. And there was the competitor. There was the big Tesla tiles, and that was like what we hear the most. But really, our inbound traffic, a lot of it, some of it was, well, I haven't heard back from anyone at Tesla because their solar tile division was like their customer service was tricky. That was like 2 years ago. I haven't followed it
Okay,
too
yeah,
much since. I'm sure
yeah.
it's gotten much better. But yeah, that we'd get traffic from there. Customers who specifically didn't want panels on their house but still wanted to go green and save a little money. The return on investment was a little longer, but it was cool because you could still help homeowners.
All right, that definitely makes sense. So, yeah, can you just tell me that what your sales process look like in terms of selling solar to someone, right? How efficient you are, how transparent you are, what exactly you present to the homeowner in terms of getting deals closed, and how do you help them exactly in a way that they have a clear understanding of solar?
So my job right now, really, I try to leave the program explanations to the experts. My job is just to get the home qualified. So
Okay,
I am not like I've got a brief knowledge of kind of all the different programs and
right,
how to help homeowners, but I try not to go too in depth to explain it because it's better off left to an expert. So my goal is just to tell someone like, hey, I'm here to get your home qualified, make sure it's going to be a good fit, and then I'm going to get you to an expert who can explain the program you're looking at. So really, my
right,
job is essentially just get them in the door, make sure like, hey, this customer's home is going to be good to go, they're interested, and then I've like there's with running different ads, there's different levels of interest. So maybe someone just
right.
clicked on something, filled it out real quick, or maybe someone specifically came to our company and said, I want a quote. So there's depending on the kind of lead, there's definitely different levels of interest. Um, but yeah, like I said, my job is just to make sure the home is good to go, and I try not to go too in depth in explaining programs.
Right, right. So as you just said that you're really into the ads thing, you just need to qualify the homeowner. What do you think that apart from the getting inbound leads, right, and getting a referral from other families or other homeowners, how do you think that how it will help the solar consultant or a rep to get more referral partner, just like a roofing company, HVAC company, or a realtor as well. So how would that help them?
So like how does my job factor into like referrals and how can I create more referrals by doing my job better? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so exactly if someone is looking to if someone is not into doing ads or something like that, so do they really need to partner up with a real estate agent, HVAC company, and roofing company in terms of getting more referral business from there? So would that be a good strategy to increase more deals?
Yeah. Oh, referrals are golden. If you can create a customer experience where people want to sign up, and as far as getting roofing or as far as getting leads from like HVAC or roofing companies, it really depends. Like a lot of those companies, from my knowledge, have their own solar division. But as far like if I was going to say the best way to get referrals for leads. Partner with home builders. A lot of the
Right,
times, especially like California has to have all homes built with solar. So if
right,
you can partner with home builders, if you can partner with roofers without a solar division, my the for the solar tile company, my best way to generate leads was to it's not necessarily as relevant to panels, but these online Facebook groups and these online communities of different professions and different resources who are kind of created by these like top guys in the industry who are awesome and so helpful. The best way is just to spend an hour digging through those posts and see exactly like how can I work something here? Like how can I find a way to benefit both of us? Then reach out to the person who's put in a post or something. Like maybe a roofing company, maybe like a roofing
right.
group on Facebook, or maybe a general contractors group, maybe a general home builders group. I personally used the solar groups, which were awesome. And yeah, those I'd spend hours just digging through posts and reaching out to people. And that was a huge way to generate traffic.
Yeah, so it's just like you have to dig in. If you need to generate business, you have to dig into those Facebook groups. I know some of the Facebook groups are with 200K people, right? 50K people, 100K people over there. So if someone dig into those Facebook groups, they can definitely generate business. That what you're saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Any kind of Facebook group you can get in that's like going to be your kind of networking, like there's gold in there, whether it be advice industry, whether it be business, there's absolute gold in those groups, and no one should discount them. If you're getting started in the solar industry, trying to either make a company or start something up, like just invest in it. Spend an hour a day. Just network, network, network.
So what do you exactly think that in the longer term, what would be the game changer for every solar rep out in there? Is it paid ads or it is networking? It is refer from other people or what exactly it would be?
Well, I used to work he actually became a salesman manager back at Sunrun, and it really like he create even as a sales manager, he created a customer experience where he would get referrals on referrals every month. I took some trainings on like how to get referrals as like maybe door knocking or just as a consultant, which I've never necessarily done. But it was always good information, so I'd attend the trainings. Some of them were free, some of them were paid, but either way, it was always good information, like ways to create referrals. Like if you have the capability, like you can create such a good customer experience, you're getting referrals on referrals on referrals. Like even if you're not actively selling, that's an income source. That is the
Right,
ultimate income source.
right.
And I remember one of the sales trainers I would always listen to, he would say like create incentive to refer people. Like don't necessarily just make it like, oh, $500 a referral, oh, $1,000 a referral. Like make it so you can like create incentive. Like one of the greatest ways I heard was like, okay, one referral is maybe something worth like maybe a $500 Costco card, and two referrals is like maybe some like great baseball tickets. I'm just throwing out examples. You could really make
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
anything,
That's a great
and
strategy.
then
That's a
maybe
great strategy. And
Yeah, and work all your way up, like maybe 10 referrals, like a season pass to Disneyland if you're in California.
right. Right.
Um, and there's all kinds of ways to do it, and referrals is the golden goose of
Wait.
business.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of people, what exactly they do is that they just throw out money, just like, hey, 500 gift card, $1,000 on sending a referral. But the information that you shared with me is something really valuable, that if you can do something apart from sending out money, just a vacation, a short vacation nearby some areas, just a water park trip, that can be a different way of marketing yourself. And that's an amazing thing, right? So yeah, as you say that the inbound marketing is the best way and the referrals are also the best way. So how do you keep all those leads, all those information at one place, and how do you keep them tracking? Just like a lot of people, if they are not willing to go solar right now, that doesn't mean that they will not go solar in the next couple of months or the next year, right? So how do you keep tracking them? What your follow process look like as Sunrun?
So Sunrun has like specific amounts of time, um like there's certain amounts of time we do for follow-up. Obviously if someone says do not call me, we have
Yeah.
to take them off our list. So like and then there's no further follow-up at that point.
Okay.
But really like there's different I don't know exactly how they do it at Sunrun. Like at the solar tile company, we just keep it all in Salesforce. And maybe like once a month just go through all our leads and either send texts or maybe make some calls depending on kind of our information on the lead. Sunrun generally, like if a deal hasn't closed in a certain amount of time, it really depends on the deal. Like then there's follow up from another team down the line who little later in the process, like maybe a couple weeks, like okay, the deal hasn't closed in a couple weeks, okay, we're gonna have someone follow up. And then there's like older leads where, excuse me. Yeah, there's older leads where they're coming through the pipeline at a different time. Maybe it's like Sunrun is all automated, so it's all
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
yeah. So there, and then there's follow up later down the line. It really just depends. I don't know exactly how Sunrun does it, but depending on the deal, like sometimes there's follow up 2 weeks later, sometimes there's follow up a month later. Sometimes there's follow up 2 months later. Really just depends. But there's so much traffic with Sunrun that we have teams handling each specific. Like we have a team handling brand new customers. We have a team
All right.
handling like customers who need to get back in the door, like rewarming those leads. So there it's a whole process, and like Sunrun's got a pretty good setup for it. But yeah, just it depends on how you're doing it. Um, I am not too familiar with like as an individual rep working maybe door knocking, trying to follow up or trying to generate business as a new company. You could, in my advice, if I had to say anything, spend a day a month just seeing who you can call. Keep your notes in Salesforce, track every call, write down copious notes. Like the more notes you
Yeah.
have on a customer, the more successful your next call is going to be because you're going to be able to follow up and know exactly what was said on the last call.
Right. Right.
You're going to have details, and you can follow up and even personal details like in stores. Like if I was going to book a good appointment, one of the tricks would be to really get to know that customer. Like maybe they are coffee fanatics. And I could say to I could leave in the notes for the consultant to, hey, bring coffee
Yeah.
or something. And if it's
Right.
all in the notes, it's tracked so much better.
Right. Right. Absolutely. So just like you have to keep tracking everything, you have to make notes on everything, and you have to be summarized whenever you talk to someone new or someone who have you already talked before, right? So that's a really good way of keeping everything in mind. So it's a sheet of paper can really help you, or an Excel sheet can really help you. And a lot of people, a lot of solar consultant out in there, what they exactly think is only thing they need is sales, not a system, right? So they only need
Uh,
sales,
you,
just like if,
you, you
yeah,
kind of cut out there. Could you repeat that?
yeah, sure, sure. So exactly the every solar consultant out there, a lot of solar consultant, I would say, that they only focus on doing sales, but not building an infrastructure or a system. that can help them predictably generate leads, help them predictably generate appointments, and keeping track of everything. So how efficient do you think that would be if someone track everything at same place, use a single CRM that would cost them $97, $100? So how do you think that that will help them?
Excel sheets are helpful.
Yeah,
If you really want, if you can get detailed on an Excel sheet and you don't want to invest in a CRM, like do it.
right,
But in my opinion, like from every business I've worked for, CRMs are golden. Everything is tracked. Every call is tracked. Every
right,
email is tracked depending on how you set it up. Like you can connect your emails to each call or to each customer and every single follow-up is in there. And if
yeah,
you don't want to just do the notes yourself, I mean, like I said, Excel, you can track everything. You're going to put a lot more effort into it. And if you're just starting out, don't have the budget for a CRM,
right,
yeah, hands down, do it on Excel. But a CRM will change the game with
right, right.
everything you can track in there, the connectivity with every single aspect of your like your customer like conversation. Do it and then leave copious notes in there.
Right, right. So, yeah, personally, what I think when we run ads or do marketing for the solo consultant, what we do is that we integrate the entire system, the lead booking system, the follow-up system to a CRM. We are right now we are using Go High Level. I guess you're familiar with Go High Level or not? Yeah, so that's an awesome software. And every time I recommend that, a $97 can clean all your Excel sheet, all your follow-ups, and make a manageable product. It's a complete software, I think. Go High Level is a complete software that can help generate more referral partners while doing automating the emails and everything. So yeah, can just let me know that what exactly the appointment can do for a business, right? What exactly the number of appointment that can additionally add 3 to 4 leads a month to any solo consultant out there. So how many appointments they do need on an average?
Um, Really depends. I've never really done the whole consulting thing. I've
Okay,
kind of I haven't kind of worked my way there yet. So as far as like a consultant, like for me, like generating leads, like if I create 15 opportunities in a day, I'm gonna send them all off to different consultants. But like the times of year when I was working stores and our customers would be like the most like in summer, like if consultants you'd want to set aside maybe like hour for we'd always say it's like okay it'll take about 45 minutes to an hour and if you could be running like if our consultants could be running like 4 or 5 appointments a day like that's when you knew like things were good right now and our team was performing well. Our system now like our consultants, I mean, my team is maybe 50 or 60 people, and our consultants are, it's all virtual, like I said, and Sunbound's all inbound traffic.
right.
Um, so our consultants, if generally, depending on the time of the day, maybe they're taking one call every 2 hours, maybe there's less people on the phones, so they're taking maybe one call every 20 minutes. And then sometimes it's like there's so few people on the phones that they're just, okay, I got to set an appointment and then I got to get back to the phones. I got to set an appointment, and then I got to get back to the phone. So as far as like how many appointments in a day a consultant could run, um,
Yeah,
I don't know. It really depends. Like, are you driving? Are you doing it in person?
exactly.
Virtual? Um, maybe if just I don't know. Like I said, I couldn't quite answer that specifically because I'm not a
Sure,
consultant, but that's
sure.
my take on it.
Sure, sure. No worries. So you're doing a lot of calls, right? Just to qualify homeowners, booking appointments and everything. So the biggest concern that anyone have is the TCPA compliant. A lot of solo consultants buying leads, right? From the countries like Philippines, Mexico, Pakistan's, and most of them are just raw data and they don't have any information on data. And whenever they call, we have personally cost you for $50,000, right? Just to breach the TCPA compliance. So how do you think? How do you take care of that particular thing that if someone is on a do not call list, so what exactly they need to, and what can be the best source of leads?
Um, well, if someone's on like a government do not call list, like if they sign up for that,
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I like we we don't necessarily abide by I don't want to speak to that for Sunrun, like because if someone requests like if some we don't cold call. So we don't like if
Yeah.
someone signs up for information, like we have to call them to get in touch with them. But
Right.
as soon as the words come out of their mouth, like take me off your list or do not call me, like we
Right.
have to check a box and we have to make sure like okay, and it will usually say on the file like after you've marked it like do not call, and it'll take it
Right.
out of our dialer system. As far as like the government do not call list, if you're just buying leads, that I don't know. But I know like as far as like if someone the second someone says take me off your list, you must abide by that, and if you
Right.
don't, like someone's gonna have some trouble, because it's
Right.
like it is like if someone says do not call me, like that you must legally like take them off your call list. So as far as government lists, because I know you can sign up online to like okay take my phone number off every like soliciting list or every telemarketing list. um
Right.
i I don't know exactly how to get around that when it comes to buying leads.
All right. All right. So, can you just tell me a streamlined process if someone is getting started in solar and want to work with a big or a smaller company, right? So, what would be the best advantage and best disadvantage working with a bigger company and with a solar small company as
You know what, I for me, I work for a corporation now. I love it. I've got health benefits, I've got a 401k, and I it's tough for me to give that up. But when you're starting up a company, like getting in at the ground floor, like it's high risk,
well? Right. Right.
and but there's high reward too. If you
Right.
can work for some equity in something, if you can really, and also the feeling of like I am helping this company grow personally, like the solar tile company, it was maybe I don't know, 4 people, and we were the ones doing everything. So we faced a lot of challenges. So we wore a lot of hats. Like anything that came up, we had to find a way to solve it between us four. And there was like we had an investor who was kind of helping us out, who was like who, but we were essentially hired like okay, we need to get this company off the ground, and it was some of it was grueling, but the highs were so high. Like when you had something big go happen, like it was the coolest thing ever. And I don't get that same rush working for a big company. But at the same time, working for a big company, I have so much security. So I'm
Right.
so glad I got to do the small company, the startup. Um, kind of I gained so much experience that I will never forget. Because when
Right.
you work for a small company, you do so many different things, and you will never have to worry about finding a job if you've really like if you've kind of done a good job and you have all this experience in different areas. And but at the same time, like now I work for a big company, and I don't think I can't go back for a long time, at least, just because I'm so happy where I'm at. But yeah, there's perks to both, but it's I'd say for anyone, getting to experience both is so valuable.
Right.
I any it's yeah, there's experience either with either one that you can't forget and live without.
Yeah, so I completely understand that every company, every big company, every small company have their own pros and cons. And Patrick, that what exactly you think, right? What exactly you think that Sun Power laid off 100 solar reps from their company, right? The recent news that you must have heard. So what are your thoughts are on those particular layoffs?
Oh, yeah, I heard about the SunPower layoffs.
Right,
I heard they were cutting down the residential division.
right,
That
right,
can be
right.
a tricky. I guess that would be one of the cons of, you could get laid off anywhere you go. Your company might not start up, but the SunPower layoffs in specific, like I feel for those reps. But at the
Right.
same time, like there is so many job opportunities in the solar industry
Yeah,
that if you've done a good job wherever you're at, you will find something new.
yeah,
So I
absolutely.
hope yeah, I hope those reps are, still doing well, because that was a
Right.
huge layoff.
So
But
that's
yeah,
because Yeah, my biggest concern is that they do have a family to feed. They do have their personal life. So laying off someone can be a really challenging for every individual. So yeah, Patrick, this call is getting towards the end, and can you just let me know that how smooth a solar consultant who's just starting today can start kicking off something off the ground and scale up to 4 to 5 deals every single month. So what would be the best way if someone is new to the solar industry, just got started today or tomorrow, and they want to scale things up?
Start small, day at a time. Just the littlest things can. In sales. It's all about momentum.
Right.
Um, keep your headspace good and don't get discouraged because when you're first starting something, it is going to be so tough and you're going to have
Right.
so much failure. But when you can kind of get that feeling of success as far as building a client base, create a customer experience where people will want to work with you. It's not like it will never just be about selling a product. It's got to be about like helping a customer and
Customer.
finding a need that you can help them with. It's finding a problem and solving it rather than, just selling to make money. So any new solar rep, just focus so hard on like how can I help this customer rather than like how can I make money? And that's at the end of the
Yeah.
day what's going to make you money.
Yeah, so that definitely you don't have to be running behind the money. You need to have a focus on selling them something that can help their life, help them in the longer term, and definitely that will help them as well. So yeah, Patrick, we are at the end of the call. So can you just let my viewers know that your contact information, your company you work with, and how if anyone wants to reach out to you, can reach out to you, what contact details do you have?
Oh, yeah, I work for Sunrun, SUNRUN. If you want to contact me, I'd say Instagram's the best way. I mean, I'm not on there all the time. Maybe LinkedIn too. I try. I'm not on the media too much, but yeah, Instagram or LinkedIn. Just Patrick Sichel, PatrickSichel. I don't think there's really too many Patrick Sichels out there. So yeah, if anyone wants
Yeah.
to reach out, um, hands down, do it. I love to network.
All right, all right. So, Patrick, it was really nice talking to you, and I'm really glad that you are here again. So, if you have anyone that is looking to get into podcast of the thing on the sales side or anything, just recommend them to us. We'll definitely have a conversation with them.
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
All right. Have a rest. I have a good rest of your day, Patrick, and really appreciate the time, man.
Yeah, no problem. Appreciate your time as well.
All right.
Hit me up for anything.
Yeah, sure. Have a good one. Bye bye.
You too. All right.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.